What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video today. On this Monday evening, I royally screwed up. Not really royally screwed up. It means you get two videos today. I had a video right after the Aaron Glenn press conference because I thought that was it today. I figured, oh, the Jets didn't practice this morning. They must not be on the field. Wrong. The Jets had an afternoon practice, so good news. I will give you some notes from that. Really just some quick notes, not anything super crazy. There wasn't a lot of coverage, but the biggest storyline from today was, in my opinion, the mixed reviews on Justin Fields' practice. So I'll show you both sides of the aisle. And again, you decide wherever you want, but I just thought it was interesting to see the different perspectives depending on who was reporting. Okay, here's Rich Cimini. Practice over, one of the longer ones. Passing offense struggled again. Fields was 4 for 16, one drop. Offense looked out of sync. Pass coverage was good. Cornerbacks Gardner and Stevens played well. Now, from that quote, it looks like, man, the offense really didn't play very well, right? 4 of 16 is not very good. No matter how you slice it, a 25% completion percentage is pretty rough, right? Well, not if you ask Robbie Sabo, who said, story on this coming soon to JetX. Justin Fields was, as expected today, much better than Saturday. Much, much better. Some misfire, some drops. Garrett Wilson had 2, one of which was thrown a tad behind, and some bad luck. 2 great incompletions as Brees and Lazard couldn't remain in bounds. Great throws and catches just ran out of room. A lot of screen work, red zone, and goal line concept work where there's very little room to operate. Rich's is pretty much just like straight how it is. He was 4 of 16. Did say his opinion that it was a out of sync day for the offense. Robbie goes into a little bit more with the context, but no matter how you slice it, I would say based on the reportings, it was a mixed review day for Justin Fields. Some will say, man, it was really rough. The passing offense wasn't very good. The coverage was great. And others would say, well, yeah, the completion percentage wasn't very good, but there were some things that we saw on display from him right at the practice that we felt comfortable with. It's going to be really hard to judge a guy like Justin Fields in practice, and you can't read too much into these things one way or the other, which I know might sound a little ironic as someone who, makes videos on these every single day, but we have the information as fans coming out during training camp, so I think it's important to talk about these things, but again, really, you got to save your judgment for further down the line when we get to late August, early September. In-game situations, assuming he's going to play against the Giants. I'd be surprised if he plays this week. And how he looks in joint practices against the Giants, significantly more important than how things look right this second. Some other injury news that Aaron Glenn did not discuss in his press conference. No Mason Taylor today, ankle, and Tyrod Taylor with a knee did not practice. Neither one of those guys practiced. That's the Jets starting tight end, whether they want to list him as the number 1 or number 2 guy on the unofficial depth chart right now. We all know that he is the starting tight end for the Jets, and Tyrod Taylor, the backup quarterback, who's, again, going to just serve as that, a quality veteran backup. So again, probably we'll have more information tomorrow when Aaron Glenn speaks next, but that's the latest on the injury front on a couple new additions with Mason Taylor and Tyrod Taylor. How about some positivity from Brian Costello? Sauce Gardner is having a hell of a practice. He looks great. Common theme from training camp. If you haven't been following along, or maybe something that's flown under the radar for you, with maybe more focus on offense and Justin Fields, Sauce Gardner has had a really, really, really good start to camp. And if you're looking for a positive spin, maybe you could go, well, the pass coverage has been so good, which honestly, the one practice I've been to so far, which is a couple weeks ago now, which I thought the defense looked really well. And just based on the reporting, specifically, pass coverage has been very, very strong with the Jets secondary. And Brandon Stevens has had a good camp. Sauce Gardner's had a good camp. We know how Michael Carter is. I thought the back end of the defense has played well so far with guys like Malachi Moore and Andre Sisco and Tony Adams. So they could just be, a strong pass defense, which we've seen over the years, and that could have an influence on why the passing offense isn't up to snuff just yet. Real quick, before we hop into the player quotes, I wanted to let you guys know that I've partnered with Swivel, a fan engagement platform that curates all my latest content and delivers it straight through a Google Chrome extension. So every time you open a new tab, it turns your browser into a full-on New York Jets content hub. I love it since I've added it. It comes up with my videos, tweets, and updates all in one spot. It's totally free and really easy to set up. So just click the link down below and you could add it as well to your browser. Let's start with Quantez Stiggers, who said, what now?
Do you have any early impressions of Justin Fields?
Any early impressions of Justin Fields? That he's very athletic, he's very fast, and he's going to take us to the playoffs. Yeah.
Playoffs? All right, how about that? We're talking about playoffs on August 4th. Quantez Stiggers with some pretty high praise for Justin Fields. He is a believer in the quarterback, and I would love for the New York Jets to make the playoffs. I hope Quantez Stiggers is right. I hope the Jets do make the playoffs with Justin Fields, and the players have to have that mindset, right? Like, if you are playing at a high competitive level, you obviously have to think that you're going to be able to achieve the goals that you want. I have a very different personality. I'm much more reserved. So if I was in Quantez Stigger's spot, I don't think I would be saying that. But we're different people, right? Everyone is a little bit different. Some people are a little bit more vocal. I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm not someone who, and not that I ever played in the NFL or ever came close to that, but I was very much so like put my head down, go about my business. Not that he was like guaranteeing a playoff, like, oh, I guarantee we're making the playoffs. But a part of me, small part, kind of struggles with these kind of comments where you're publicly stating something like this because it could just come back to bite you in the end and give potential bulletin board material. That's an aspect that I personally don't really like. If you do, totally fine, right? And I'm not holding this against Quantez Stiggers. I think he's a good kid. I think he's, someone who is fighting for a roster spot. Thought he's had a strong start to camp. I would have loved to keep him around. He is confident in his quarterback, which is good. I think all the players need to be confident in their quarterback. There's just, again, that little sliver of me that's like, I don't know if I love saying that publicly, but I digress. Not a huge deal, obviously. Quantez isn't the only one. Joe Tittman had some high praise for Justin Fields, too.
Have you observed about Justin Fields throwing the ball?
He's freaking awesome. I mean, he's done a kick-ass job just seeing him, back there, slinging it. And, just the way he carries himself as an athlete, as a quarterback. I mean, I really respect the hell out of him and, what he does and how he kind of prepares himself. And then, it shows on the field what he can do. And it's amazing. And then, just being dynamic as he is, being able, I'm sure you guys saw in the scrimmage the other day, being able to take over the game on his feet. And, it's just, I've never played with a dual threat quarterback, so it's an awesome feeling.
Sounds like Big Joe is excited for a quarterback who has the athleticism that Justin Fields does. And one thing you can say about Fields, and this was never never a doubt, but players love the guy. Any team he's been on, they've talked very, very highly of Justin Fields. I've said it a lot this offseason. I think he's an extremely easy guy to root for, and that's why I want to see him succeed. I want to see him be the Jets' long-term answer at the quarterback spot because I think he's a great kid. I really do. And I think it's awesome that the players rally around him, and I hope the fan base is able to do that too. We just got to see it on the field. That's it now, right? Like, get better this summer, improve during training camp, and go into the regular season and show us. Elijah Vera Tucker spoke on Armand Membou. I thought he also had some really strong praise for the Jets rookie.
Going into camp, you said that was the best you felt after an offseason. How do you feel like that's translated on the field for you so far?
Yeah, I think I think I'm very blessed. I was able to get an offseason full of, just training. And I feel really fast, quick, and comfortable out there going in my second year, staying in one position. So right now I'm feeling really comfortable, and, playing with Membou makes it easy too.
Why is that with Membou?
I think with Membou, he has such raw talent. And then I feel like he's almost kind of ahead of his game, and in terms of like technique and then knowing what to do and knowing how to execute a play. So, yeah.
AVT points out the technique and execution as strengths to Armand Membou's game. The two of them next to each other With Membu, I think it might take a little bit for him in pass protection, which is fine. You know, rookie tackles, it's a tough transition to the league. But in the run game, those two are going to absolutely move people in the run game. And the Jets, as we know, are going to be a very run-heavy team. And I think we've seen that a lot in practice. The Jets' offensive line has done wonders in the rushing attack so far. So that's it for me. Those are my updates from Jets practice today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.